evening, folks. Joe Baker with Trade Pilot. Going to go over the daily market action. I'm also going to go over today's action with last night's pivots. And I'm going to probably do that or try to do that as well without spending too much time on it. I only have 10 minutes here on YouTube, so I'm going to do the best I can to get through these. But I just want to go through, how to trade these, what to look for, and just give you a little assistance. I've had quite a few emails of some of you asking me, how do you trade the levels? Well, that's, it's not it just can't be summed up in one answer. So maybe if I do this continually for a few weeks, you'll get the picture. So anyway, what do we do today? I was concerned about this 63 area of yesterday becoming a double bottom. I mentioned that in last night's video. I said, guys, be careful. This 63 area has been area of, support here, support here, support here, support here, resistance here, support here, resistance, 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 resistance. Okay, you get the picture. And I was concerned about a little bit of a pop to move my fork to the upside, and it did. Okay, that pop. I was thinking 83 or 82.50 would have done it, but I guess 81 3/4 did it. So what happened? Okay, well, we've come down to this lower parallel. We've kicked the fork into this range here. We're still in this sub range, let's call it. Okay, between 63 and 82.50. If we get above 82.50, we can get some movement up to the 93 area, and then possibly, 1304 to 1307 area was the next, and then 1313, okay, is the high end of this entire range in here. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for to the upside. Now to the downside, underneath 63, we're looking obviously at 58, 56s, and then 51s to 50. So right now we're in this sideways, consolidating, contracting ranged market. The breakouts aren't really pulling through because there's just no volume in this market whatsoever. I saw some of the lowest volumes, time frames I think I've ever seen. Maybe it was just that I was noticing it, but we were watching, our charts. At some points it'd be 3 or 4 minutes would go by, printing, 200 contracts per minute. I mean, it was nothing, literally no volume. So, obviously we had price rejection to the upside, price rejection to the downside. What's that mean? That means indecision. No kidding. This market can't make up its mind. So, tell us something we don't know. We're going to stay in this, obviously, this consolidated range until the market decides it wants to break it. What I'm looking for is a solid break below the 63, or a solid break above this 82 intraday, a close above it with some good momentum, with some good volume behind it, something like a real market. Going into the weekend, we'll see what happens. We could have another consolidated range. I think everyone's on vacation at this point. God bless them. I hope they're having a good time. But let's get back to business in the markets, because this is probably frustrating many of you. So this is what I'm seeing. We're in the sub range of a larger range to the upside and a larger range to the downside. Can't really tell you much, but at least I gave you the levels to look out for. Let's go over today's action real briefly. Hold on one second. Let me change my charts. Okay. Again, I just want to caution everyone on forming a bias before the open. I know many of you do. You listen to the CNBCs. You listen to all the, Fannie and Freddie's worth a penny. They're worth nothing. Everything. Fine. Whatever. Okay. Fact is, if you look at how many times the market opens on a low or opens on a high, and they literally reverse it the entire day, and that's what they did today. We had the 63 pivot. We've known 63 has been a big number. If you've watched these videos, go back and just re-watch them, because sometimes that can help, because we always just revisit the same areas. And that 63 I've been complaining about, not complaining, but saying, we need to get through this 63. That 67 is a big area as well. 68.25 became, kind of that, because we had an area at 69, so that was kind of the pivot area. So what happened today? They open it, they drop it at 9:30, dip it down, bring it right back up to this area, bring it right back down, successful retest, rip it up to this pivot area, price rejection down all over this place. Sloppy trading in the morning. Really no direction. Came back down here again to this 66 and a quarter level, held that level, and then just came back up to the 71, blow through the 68, and then basically just continued to make a series of higher lows throughout the day, albeit hitting these pivots and then backing off and then taking them out, backing them off, hitting them, taking them out, trying to take them through. So we hit the 63 to the low end. We hit this pivot here. We went up to the 81.50 and we couldn't get in here. And I did tell you, okay, a lot of times this market will trade in between, okay, the breakouts and breakdowns. So it went a couple pivot points below, one pivot point above, and where do we close? Pull right back down to that 75 again. Okay, that same 75 that we've been looking at. So really, what did the market do? A whole bunch of nothing. Okay, the market did nothing today. So let's not spend too much time on that. Let's get on to tomorrow and see what we can work there. Okay, here's my levels for tomorrow. Maybe we'll get a breakout, maybe we won't, but at least you'll know the levels. Line in the sand, 1274.50. Above 1274.50, I'm looking at 1278.50, 1281 for the breakout, 1285, 1288.50, and then 1292.50. If we do get an expanded range, because we have consolidated, I did want to put an upper level in at 1298. So here's your two pivot levels in between, okay, and here's your pivot level above the line in the sand, and then down below we've got 71.50 to the downside. That's underneath 74.50. I'm getting bearish. That's 71.50, okay, to the downside. Then we've got 69.50, 66.50, 63. Be careful at 63. Make sure we've look at your indicators. Make sure we're not bottoming out. Make sure we're not, hitting the bottoms on your MACDs or whatever you're using for oscillators, triple moving averages, whatever it is. Make sure that this isn't an area where the market could bounce. Because if it could bounce anywhere and we're at a big level of resistance, that's where it's going to. Make sure we hit this and we're able to slice right through it. And then ultimately 58.50, that would be our target to the downside, with an extension range of 54.50. Okay, guys, trade careful. Again, you're all welcome in our trading room. See how we trade these intraday. And again, sign up for these. And I will, over the weekend, make sure that you all will be getting these so that you can print these, leave them next to your computer if you are trading the markets. Probably a good thing to have. All right, take care, and we'll talk to you later.